I am $20 away from 8% on this account. Let's see how today goes, and if you're interested in knowing how I'm doing this, check out this video. Good morning traders, welcome to the video. Today's date is 21st of January 2026, and as usual I'm here on the chart. I'm looking at gold. So first thing first will be, I have a bullish bias on the market for today, and if you've been following me through this channel, you know that whenever I come on here, the first thing I do is to draw my zones of interest, and I'm about to do that now. So I have my first zone of interest there. Alright, so we'll have our second zone around this cluster here. Alright, and lastly, my third zone and my last zone will be around here. Alright, so these are the zones I'll be looking at and reacting to. So I'll be buying at these zones depending on how price reacts around them. So let me head over to my broker account, MT5 HFM. So what I normally do is I will replicate those same zones. I will replicate them on my MetaTrader 5 here. Alright, so we have the second one around here, and we have a third one around. I have to confirm the price real quick. Sorry, 4668. 4668. So okay, I think that should be around this zone here. Alright, so we're good. So these are the three zones we'll be looking at for today, and when I execute my first trade, I'll hop on an update. Let's hope for the best. It's that time of the day when we place our first trade, and this price is aggressively coming towards the downside. This is a good thing in a way because it has actually helped me reduce the risk on my table. So anyways, we'll be executing this trade with 0.05. So because you know what we are risking is around 2 to 3%. Right, so I've executed my first trade for the day, and as you all know, I'll set my stop loss, I'll put my buy limits, I'll do all that, right? But everything still works around these zones, right? So this is where our adjusted zone will be at, where I entered. It's still around that zone where I marked. Alright, so let's see how this trade goes. I hope on an update anyhow this trade goes. As usual, let's hope for the best. So guys, here's an update on the trade, and as you can see what price has been doing ever since. Can remember we entered this trade around this zone, around this candle, right? This candlestick here. That was when we entered, and price just kept doing its thing. At this stop, it gave us almost around $100 at this highest stop it made, but it wasn't sufficient. Considering the time at which it gave that profit, it wasn't sufficient. So we kept watching, and then price rallied down with this very long spike and almost tapped me out at my stop loss. As you can see on the charts, right, it almost tapped me out on the stop loss of my first trade, but I will say this was luck to some extent. So I was lucky it didn't hit my stop loss, but it activated my second order, my buy limits. Anyways, this whole thing is structured in my strategy, and if you want to learn how to build a strategy, it's not late. You can build a strategy that is close to perfect. I have a book that have a detailed step-by-step guide. Check the description, you'll get it there. So This height almost, the price almost starts me out of my stop loss, but it didn't, and it reversed. It now reversed with a new trade that it's opened. And I'll show you real quick. As you can see the buy limits on my chart. Let me just zoom in a bit so you see. So this is my last zone of interest. Remember, in earlier in the morning I drew three zones of interest, 1, 2 and 3. So this very one is my last zone of interest. If you could pay attention, you have noticed the way I trade, you get. So the first zone of interest could actually tap me out, but I could use the second zone of interest to make up my profit. You understand? And if worse come to worse, everything loses out, it's okay. It's all factored in my risk management. I don't care about that. But what is most important is I win most of the time, and I'll be in profit at the end of the week, the month, or long term. That's what matters in trading, right? So, anyways, I'm happy for this trade. I'm happy for this trade, and right now, as you can see, the time is no longer really favorable. It's almost 6 now, right? So I'll be exiting this trade, and I'll be calling it quits for today. So we'll come back tomorrow and try the charts one more time. So I'm lucky today. My stop loss did not get executed. I'm glad for that. I'm glad about that. And the second position has helped me to mitigate the loss which I could have probably been in. And right now you see I'm almost sitting at a break even. So right now I'll go ahead to close this trade. Um, and I'll be calling this a win for today in my own opinion, because the I will have to delete the buy limit as well. So if you check the P&L, oh, I even made a loss. Okay, so we lost around $4 in the whole today's trade. I was thinking it was up 20 something dollars at some point, but I don't care. I was already looking at this trade from a break-even standpoint. So this is where we're at. You can see where the account is sitting at right now. Not every day you take profit, that's just the truth, but the way your strategy is arranged will make you to try and mitigate losses. Even if I hit a stop loss on my first trade, this second trade would have compensated me with a little, a little profit that will help me compensate the loss I've made. And then I'll come back tomorrow and hope for a better trade and win better. So the strategy is very beautiful. I'm in love with it, and I like the way it's played out. So anyways, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. We'll come back to the charts and do same thing and hope for better results. Please like and subscribe. It's very important. Like and subscribe. That's the only way you can see my videos whenever I post them. Alright, stay safe guys.